Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful, warm morning here in western Arizona in the middle of winter, and I'm excited about today's adventures because this is sort of going to be a catch-all of things that I've been wanting to do while we've been in this area for the past month, and I just haven't gotten around to yet. We're in a mountain range called the Black Mountains between Kingman and Bullhead City, and it's just epic terrain, super rugged terrain. And perhaps most rugged of all is this mountain right here. It looks kind of connected to this one, but it's a separate freestanding mountain. It's the highest in sort of this cluster of very, very jagged peaks. And so we're gonna go climb this thing, which should be very interesting. Also, I wanted to point out that the Land Cruiser looks a little bit different. It's had a haircut. The cargo box and solar panel and other stuff that I normally have up there is gone. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more in a future video, I hope. At least that's the plan. And I've been wanting to climb this mountain for a while because it is so prominent in this area. We can actually see it from the window of our Airbnb where we've been staying. From the highway out here, I'll put some footage of what it looks like. This very rocky, craggy peak on the skyline. It looks awesome. And so I'm excited to finally tick this one off the list. Historically, there's been a lot of mining activity in this area, and you can see some tailings piles, and I can't quite tell what that is. Maybe that's something covering a mine, or that's like a platform. Not entirely sure. I am sure that I'm off route. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. I just kept following this old little road here, but I should have left it back here to go up the gully on the other side of this little small mountain here. Anyway, I'm backtracking, then we'll go up the right direction when we get there. And by the way, this mountain is called Sugarloaf Peak. And check this out, we have a little natural arch high up on the side of the mountain here. Always fun to see those. I don't know how close we'll get to that one today. Maybe we can fly the drone around and take a look at it, but if you are interested in larger, much larger natural arches, we have one on the menu for later today, so stay tuned. Let's see, I've been hiking for about 45 minutes and I've made it more or less to the base of this thing. What a complicated mountain. It's just like buttresses and towers and sheer cliffs. It's really neat. Apparently, you can climb this without climbing gear, so over on the left here, I'll put an arrow on the screen showing what I'm talking about. There's a gully. There's a kind of a weakness in the cliffs, and that's where you start scrambling up. That's where you start climbing up. So let's find out and see if we can do it. Well, slight change of plans. So I thought I was going up this thing right here, which now that I'm here looks a little bit tricky / impossible. But looking to the right, we have this gully right here. I think this is where I'm supposed to go. There are a few different, cracks and crevices here. 1, 2, 3, but I think it's this one. I use a website called Peak Bagger to get GPS tracks that I can follow for hikes and climbs like this. And these are all very sharp and thorny bushes. This is why we wear, This is why we wear pants and long sleeves in the desert. Anyway, I used Peak Bagger to get the GPS track that I'm following for this. And the particular track that I'm following is by Luke from the YouTube channel Ruins and Ridges. He's 14. He does all sorts of fun adventures like this, and he watches my videos, so I wanted to give Luke a shout out. I've talked with him via email a little bit. If you want to go support a young creator who does some really interesting stuff, I'll put a link to his channel down below. And here at the base of the gully, it looks like we're transitioning from hiking, albeit steep hiking that we've been doing, to some scrambling. Look how loose this is. It does not look very pleasant, but I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to go. So I'm gonna transition over to the GoPro, the first person camera. Yeah, this is where it starts to get interesting. This is my favorite part. You know, I like hiking. I really enjoy hiking. I think some people think that this is a hiking channel. I don't think of it that way. I think of this as sort of an adventure channel. But I really like these adventures that sort of blur the line between rock climbing and hiking. You don't quite need a rope, but you also probably don't want to fall. Looks like we angle off to the left a little bit, going up this way. I also have various written descriptions of this route, but sometimes it's just easier to glance at a GPS track and figure it out from there. Huh, okay. We got a couple little chalkstone filled chimneys. Let's try this one. For the other one, I think I would have to squeeze in there and take off my backpack. I don't know if I want to yank down on this, because if that shifts, this whole thing is coming down on top of me. Got a little, some little handholds here. A little finger crack. Actually, some better holds right next to it. There we go. Again, we have a couple different options to choose from. Let's try this left side. Looks like there's some slightly easier ground above us. It's amazing that this route exists and that someone pieced it together. Man, there's so many different possibilities here. And while GPS tracks are helpful, they're not super precise. Like, it'll look kind of like a jagged line in close quarters like this, where you know, there are lots of cliffs and you're kind of snaking back and forth a lot. It can be hard to rely on that sort of thing by itself. I think this is the top right here. We're getting close, guys. What a wild, convoluted mountain. And look at this, there's this gully here, and it's just filled in with rubble. I just feel like a kid in a candy store in this area. There are so many cool little mountains here that I want to climb. This is one of the more impressive in this area, but there are so many. You could spend years just wandering around all these rocky little mountains, and it's so fun for me. I love that these are still pretty significant climbing objectives. This isn't an easy walk up mountain, but it only took me like an hour and a half to get up here. And there are so many of these little mountains. So while I've been here in this area for a month, I've climbed probably a dozen of the smaller peaks around here. I love that, if I have an hour, I can just leave, go climb a mountain, and then go back. Again, this one took a little bit longer, but this is such a cool area. And let me show you the landscape in front of me here, just these dozens of spiky little peaks that just are calling to me. This area is just a peak bagging mecca for me. I feel so excited to be here and looking out at all these other potential future adventures. We have this guy right here. I don't know if that's even climbable. We've got all of these out here. Any one of these little points would make for just an awesome adventure. And look how many of them there are. I mean, that's nearly a lifetime of, or at least years of exploring just over here. And that's just one mountain range. Looking over here, we have some cities. We have Bullhead City and Laughlin. Again, you can see the casinos and hotels of Laughlin, Nevada right there. And then you have Lake Mojave and the Newberry Mountains over this way. And then further to the north in the Black Mountains where I am now, just more crazy rock formations, more crazy peaks. Look at this thing. Just a pair of rocky teeth hundreds of feet high. I just can't get over how much I enjoy being in this area. Then looking to the east, this is Golden Valley. And then over here at the end of this road, sort of on the other side of the mountains here, is Kingman, Arizona. And these higher mountains off in the distance are the Walapai Mountains. They go up to, 8,000 or 9,000 feet. Just endless possibilities in an incredible landscape. And I said at the start of the video that I wanted to do a few things today that were taking care of sort of unfinished business for me in this area. This was the first. The second is back over in here somewhere. We're gonna have to drive some dirt roads to get back there. And first we need to get back down to the car, which I think we can see somewhere. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna spend a few more minutes up here, drink some water, have some snacks, and then we're gonna try to get off this thing in one piece. Going up mountains like this that are a little bit, complicated is always easier for me than going down. Not like physically easier, but as far as route finding, it's just easier to tell where you're going on the way up. On the way down, it'll be tricky. I think I'm probably gonna take some wrong turns here and there, but we'll make it out eventually. And then I'll see you back on the road over in those mountains over there. What a beautiful and empty and fairly epic area this is. Again, we are in the same mountain range, just farther to the south, and just very impressive. Really beautiful. Look at these cool little teeth on the ridgeline up there. And essentially everything you can see is a wilderness area. The road is just this little sliver of non-wilderness running through here, but otherwise this is all wilderness, so you can't drive anywhere over here. And once we leave this little parking area, no flying the drone. And so I think, let's see, we're gonna go, I think up here somewhere. You know, it shouldn't take too long, maybe 10 or 15 minutes to get up there. I think that's where we're supposed to go. The road getting here wasn't too bad. I actually have tried to get to this arch, so that's what we're going to. We're going to a natural arch that's up here. I have tried to get here in the past with the RAV4, and I think I just took the wrong road at the start, and so I didn't feel comfortable bringing that car back here. I think a Subaru maybe could have made it, but there are some rock steps and some really, you know, deep washes you have to go into, and so I'm glad I had the Land Cruiser on this one. And I just stumbled across a trail. I've been making a beeline toward the arch, or where I think the arch is, but we found an actual path that I think should lead us there. I think I'm right there, but it's so hidden. I'm like 30 feet away and I still can't see it. I can see sort of what could be an arch, but I'm not surprised that this is under the radar a little bit. And I just saw my first view poking through to the other side underneath the arch. Let's see here. This is massive. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is Walapai Arch and it's 138 feet wide. It's huge! I'm filming this part on my phone because my phone has a wide angle lens, wider than my camera does, and I'm trying to get all of this thing in to the video, into the frame, but I mean, it's pretty hard even so. Look at this though. What an incredible place. What an incredible spot. Again, it's sort of hard to capture the size and the majesty, the grandeur of this thing because it is so big. I'd have to get like on the other ridge way over there to really do that. And maybe I will just walk back a little bit more after this, but this is amazing. The fact that you can drive almost all the way here is just remarkable. This is a natural wonder of Arizona, and no one knows about it. It's like a 10-minute walk, maybe 15-minute walk from the parking area. Not bad at all. I mean, a little bit steep, but as far as time goes, pretty darn reasonable. Okay, here it is from a couple hundred feet away on the side opposite to where I parked. So I parked kind of down the mountain over there, hiked up to here, then I walked over this way. What a wild thing. Every time I see a natural arch, I'm just amazed that something like that can exist. It's so cool. Now let's see if we can go climb on top of this thing. Yep. Here's what the top looks like taken on my phone, because I don't want to have to climb back down there for the camera. Pretty flat, you know, it's pretty wide. You could park several cars up here. They'd have trouble getting up here. I had to sort of scramble up this end. There was a little bit of exposed climbing, but not too bad. and the rock was good. Sorry for the bad audio here, but this is looking out over the edge, looking down at the car, which is over here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Epic. Just epic. Okay guys, I gotta go retrieve my camera down there, hike back to the car, and then we're off to spot number 3, the final destination of the day, one that I've been wanting to go to for a while. I'll see you there. That was a lot of fun. Welcome to Arizona's answer to the Bonneville Salt Flats. Welcome to Red Lake. This obviously is a dry lake bed, and I believe it's usually dry, but as always with this sort of thing, you always want to make sure it really is dry before you get out and drive on it. Otherwise, you'll be stuck up to your axles in mud. But it is definitely dry out here. This is what the surface of it looks like. It's just this, very brownish, reddish earth out here. And while this certainly isn't as vast, as expansive as the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, or even, I think, the Alvord Desert in Oregon, which is a similar sort of dry lake bed. This one's about 35 square miles. It's still really cool. I always love coming out to places like this. It's just amazing. I read online that people actually come out here to look for meteorites, and same thing in the salt flats, in the Bonneville Salt Flats. Because it's just so vast and open, people can just come out here and look for the dark little rocks out where they probably shouldn't be, and they find meteorites out here. Also, there have been some, sorry, my hair is my hair is kind of funny here. There have been some Hollywood movies filmed out here. Mars Attacks is the one that I could find some information about, but maybe there have been others. In addition, for checking the rain forecast for when you want to come out here, check the wind forecast. It's windy right now. It's not too bad. It's probably 10 miles an hour, nothing too crazy. Cassie and I drove by this area a couple weeks ago, and there were just plumes of dust being blown from the dry lake bed, covering Kingman, or the eastern side of Kingman. Just, sand getting blown across the highway. It was pretty interesting, and it would have been awful to be out here in that. You could actually even own part of this if you wanted to. It's a mix of BLM land and private land, kind of a checkerboard thing going on. And right now, as I film this video, and these things always change, but as I film this video, there are 40 acres of this dry lake bed that you can buy for the princely sum of $114,000. No idea what you would do with the land, but I remember looking out here a few months ago, and there was like an acre for sale for a few $1,000s. Kind of fun. It'd be kind of fun to own some dry lake bed, maybe, but I mean, no idea what use it would be, what practical purpose it would serve, but it's a really fun place to visit. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go find a campsite. Pretty cool spot to camp. I have my very own Joshua tree, my very own mountain views as the sun is setting here. It was a pretty rough road to get out here. This is definitely a high clearance campsite. The sun is just about to set in like 1 minute over that ridge. So we're gonna enjoy some warmth and sunlight while we still can. Beautiful, beautiful area. I do have to admit though that I'm not actually going to be spending the night at this campsite. I like ending my videos at campsites. They usually are places where I camp, but tonight I'm actually gonna drive about an hour and a half back to our Airbnb where my wife and my dog are. We're actually gonna probably drive to Los Angeles either tonight or in the morning, which is like another 5-hour drive. So got a long night or morning ahead of me, but I wanted to just wrap this up and wrap up my time in Arizona here. In case it's not abundantly clear, I really enjoy this part of Arizona. I've been here a bunch, but I've never spent this much time here, like I was saying earlier in the video. And I've never had my wife here with me, and that was a lot of fun. I should have Cassie be with me at this part where I'm talking to you guys about our month of snowbirding here. But you know, she's at the Airbnb and I need to wrap up this video, so we're not gonna do that. But you know, I think we feel pretty similarly that this was awesome. It was great to have her here and share with her a place that I love. You know, she's not as enchanted by the desert as I am, and that's okay. She can see the beauty in, you know, in Joshua trees, in the mountains. While I would be happy to live here, I think that practically speaking, realistically speaking, I think that I'm gonna continue to come here and camp. I might buy some land down here to camp on or to build a little cabin on, you know, park a camper on, something like that. But yeah, overall, it was great. Great day today, great month here in Arizona. I think this is gonna be the last video from Arizona. There might be more, but this is like the last travel video from our Arizona time, if that makes sense. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed this trip. I don't know even what my next trip is gonna be, but you know, there's always something fun to look forward to on the horizon. And thank you guys for coming along. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite part was. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.